So I want to ask you then, what's the like we've talked about like fans that can be, they're not annoying, it's just a circumstance, it doesn't work out. What's like the worst place to meet like a fan?
The worst place I've had that I've met a fan, as in like not the worst place I can think of.
Okay,
the worst place I've had.
Not like, and also not like Sweden. like what, doing what thing,
In a terrorist camp. Actually, that'd be a good place.
If
you're in a terrorist,
Simon?
Like, and you're like, I'm safe. No, I think the most annoying for me is probably like if you're on a date.
Okay, yeah.
Like, for example, obviously, I'm dating Tali now. We're very like obvious.
Oh yeah.
It's like if a fan comes up, she's not going to be like, oh, like you're ruining date night.
Yeah.
But she does YouTube too.
Yeah,
like we put whatever. But it's just one of those things where you're eating.
Yeah.
Like the worst one is like a dinner date.
Yeah.
Because then you're eating and it's like, oh, I've got something. I've just put food in my mouth. Someone comes over and it's like, can I get a picture? And you're like, well, I'm having a conversation. Firstly, I'm on a date. Like this is meant to be our night out.
Yeah.
And then you've also got food in your mouth, and you're like, okay. Oh.
Well, it's like if someone asks you to take a photo when you're eating, it's not necessarily okay. First of all, it's like because you're in a conversation with someone, it's like having your night. You don't want to like, especially like you say, Tali does YouTube. So if you did get up and take a photo, she's not gonna be like, oh, what's this weird? But if like say she had no idea what YouTube is, and she's like, what the fuck, like I'm trying to eat, and you're all leaving. What about me? But then like that's part of it, like interrupting like these two people's moment. But also it's like, if you're in a restaurant, it's like physically, like you have to get up and then leave because like you're not gonna like they're not gonna duck down.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah. You can take a photo, but just duck down while I'm eating this burger. So it's just like physically weird. So it's always like, oh yeah, just after we've eaten, then we'll do it.
That's what I used to always just do it. I used to just be like, okay, and sadly get up and just kind of smile for a second. Now
wipe the spaghetti off your mouth.
Yeah. And now I'm like, okay, I'm really sorry. Like I'm just gonna finish eating. Then I'll take as many as you want.
Yeah. That's like the tier as well. Like there's like eating. And then the new one now is sleeping. Because I was like, maybe they didn't know he was sleeping, but he was like, JJ can sleep really easily.
Yeah.
So he was like this, So at first, like I think she might have thought that he's just resting. So like at first she was like, oh, can I get a photo? And I was like, oh, he's actually asleep. And she's like, oh yeah, wake up then.
I mean, my thing would be you come over and you don't touch him. You just go like, is it alright if we get a photo? If he doesn't reply.
He ain't about.
I'd look at you and go like, is he asleep? Then you'd go, yeah, and be like, all right, okay, well, when he's awake.
And like, we're in an airport lounge, not a lounge, we're in an airport like waiting area or whatever. So just wait till he's up. Like at some point he will wake up. He's not in a 9-hour sleep right now. Or at least I hope he ain't.
Where's your worst place?
Well, we've had this as well. But yeah, mine is on the train or specifically on the tube.
Yeah.
Because I enjoy the tube. Like it's a great way to get around. But I'm very like, I have like anxiety on being on a tube. Like even when I'm with Laura, like my wife, I'm not really like talking much. I'm just sat there. Because I hate, when it goes loud. I hate that. Like, you'll be talking to someone and it goes loud. Yeah. And they continue to talk. I'm like, yo, I'm not even going to try listen to you. So that, like, so me and Laura just got on the tube and we're just kind of like, then we get off and we're like, hey, that was fun. Today I met like two guys on the tube and I don't really like getting like recognized when I'm out and about, mainly because like I don't really like being seen when I'm out anyway. Like not to do with like being a YouTuber or artist or whatever, just in terms of like, if someone looks at me, I'm like, well, I'm like, are they judging me? Like they don't like the way I'm dressed or something, or they're making fun of me. So even if it's not a person like who knows me, I'm like, it's weird. So then like I'll see someone like lock eyes with me, and I'm like, I think they know who I am. So I'm not running, but I'll be like, I'll try and get out of the way. Not because I don't want to meet them, just because it's just awkward for me. Like I feel awkward doing it. So I saw these guys like look at me and they were like, and I was like, okay. Then I got on the tube and they like sat opposite me, and then like I can hear them. They're like, oh, I think that's Randolph. Like, what? Really? I'm like, so in my head I'm like, don't look. So then like, my body just doesn't listen to me. I look up. They're like, oh, you're Randolph. I'm like, yeah, man, what's up? And they're like, oh yeah, cool. What are you doing? I'm like, oh, just out. And they're like, big fans. I like the the album and all this. I'm like, thank you very much. But the issue is when you're on a train going the same direction is if someone meets you in the street, they're like, oh, what's up? Great to meet you. How are you doing? You're like, oh yeah, cool. Then you part ways, take a photo, or whatever, and it's like, oh, cool, that's great. The tube is like, they're still here. So it's like, at what point, like how, like, because I'm like anxious about being on the train anyway. I'm not going to be the one who's like driving the conversation. So I'll just like be like, oh yeah, I'll do not the minimum, but I'll be like, I'll take part in a conversation, and when it's gone, I'll go back to playing my football chairman game. You know.
No, I know exactly what you mean. It's one of those things that they get, especially when they hit the like. You're coming up to stop, and they hit the like. You're like really nice to meet you. Yeah, have a good day.
Yeah.
You pull up to the stop.
You both get off.
Neither of you get off.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because they think like, oh, okay, we're coming up to the stop. You might get off of this.
Yeah.
And then you just start going again. And you're there like looking at them, kind of just standing around. It's worse when you're on your own.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
If you have Laura or whatever, it's a lot better because then you can kind of just turn to Laura and start talking.
Well, the worst part as well is when you talk to them. So like today they were like, oh yeah, how you doing? Like, how you been? I'm like, oh, I've been on holiday. Like, and now I'm back on YouTube, whatever. They're like, oh, I like the album. I'm like, cool, yes, that's great. And then I'm like, they haven't asked for a photo yet. And I'm like, are they just too shy because they think I'll say no or whatever, or they just not want one? So then like, it's like, do you then say, do you want a photo?
Yeah,
and if they say no, you're like the biggest prick. You're like, hey, yo, would you like a photo with me? They're like, no. I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine with me, but it's really awkward that I brought this up.
We convinced JJ in Germany that there was a woman following us. She was just walking behind us. And someone was like, you know, she's been waiting for a photo with you for ages. That's why she's been following us. To JJ. JJ turns around and goes, hey, sorry, did you want a photo? And she just says something in German and carries on walking.
Oh, that's jokes. That's so awkward, right? Like,
yeah.
Imagine like, that's so awkward. But so anyway, they end up asking like a few parts later, and then I'm like, can we get a photo? I'm like, yeah, sure. But then we're on a tube, right? So it's moving really fast. Like, I don't want to get up and do this.
Waving around.
But if I was stood up, it's fine. But I was sat down, so I'm like, I'm not gonna try and like get up and then like panic and sort of even more awkward. I'm like sweating at this point, half because it's hot, also like I'm like just such an awkward situation. Like, there's nothing wrong with these guys. Like, they're perfectly like cool guys, really nice. That I'm enjoying what I'm saying to them. It's just my issues with with the place I'm at. So then like I'm like, yeah, sure. So then they come to sit next to me, and it's just like a tube photo where we're just like sat. And then I'm thinking like, oh, do they want me to get up? I'm like, oh, it's just the worst. Because we were going to see Drake. Oh no, we were going to see the UFC.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So we were on the tube then. And remember them kids who like saw us?
Above we were going down the escalator and they were above.
Yeah, and then they ran all the way down.
Yeah.
And then one got on and his friends didn't get on.
Yeah, so he took a picture with us and then that like next 2.5 minutes was like long. It was just kind of
him. He wasn't going anywhere.
He took the picture straight away.
Yeah.
And then it didn't say much.
Well, because it was loud as well. There's nothing to talk about, you know.
And we were trying to like make conversation like, so... Just left your friends.
Yeah. He was like, yeah, I did. And then he took the photo, and then for the next like 3 minutes or however long the stop was, because he was like, we said to him, what are you going to do now? He's like, oh, I just have to get off for the next stop and get back on and go back to my mates because they all missed it. So then we were just, and then like, we're not talking about whatever we were talking about because I don't know, it might have been private. I don't know what it was. So then all three of us just in silence, just waiting. And I remember he got off and we were like, that was so awkward.
I think I had one of my weirdest fan experiences on the train as well.
Yeah.
So I got on and this mum and son get on. And when I say son, he looks about 20.
Okay.
So like he's grown.
Yeah.
But he's with his mum.
Yeah.
And they sit down. I'm at the end. They sit down just in front of me. And he starts like, I see him blatantly pull his phone out, point it at me. And I'm like, this is what I hate. Like,
they're the worst, yeah. Like,
I'm like, ask me for a photo. I'll 100% say yes.
Yeah.
He points it at me. And as soon as he points it at me, I turn my back. So I'm like, yeah, he ain't getting no good photo today.
Yeah.
He does that. And then after I've turned my back kind of thing, I then turn around like 5 seconds later, walk to the other end of the carriage. And I'm just like, yeah, I can't be asked. Like, if he wants to have a picture, he can come ask me.
Yeah.
So I stand at the other end of the carriage. I see him and his mum both get up, walk towards me. And I'm like, okay, good. Like, at least be polite.
Yeah.
They sit down.
Oh,
They've moved up the carriage to sit at the other end and they start taking a picture again.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And I'm there like, so I turn my back again and then we pull up at a stop, which isn't my stop. I get off. They get off. I jump on the next carriage. They jump on the next carriage.
Oh my God.
And then they sit down again, start trying to film me or take a picture again. And I just get off at the next stop and just wait. And I'm just there like just literally you've followed me 3 times.
That's like harassment at that point though, because it's not even like the awkwardness I'm talking about is when you're like super mutual, everyone's like happy, it's fine, and that's awkward. Let alone if someone actually is like just following you and filming. It's like,
I'm talking like a whole carriage, one end to the other, then got off the carriage onto another. They followed me and haven't asked me for a picture. They've literally just been filming from like 8 yards away.
This is like a Mission Impossible, like a spy film. You know, when they chase, you know, when they go on the train.
Yeah.
And then like there's so many people there, and the next minute it clears up and they're gone.
Yeah, it was
That's what you should
honestly,
have done.
it was run into a crowd and then just duck.
Yeah. And then on the camera, like you're there, and the next minute you're just gone.
It's like, I don't want to seem like a dickhead, but it was like just
Just
come say, can I have a photo?
This point in the podcast as well. It's not like you know, it's talking about it's talking about the worst parts of like a nice thing that happens. You know, when people first of all, when people step over the boundary like that, but also when it's just like not the time and place, like it's just awkward one. Have you ever like met people when you're with your like family or people who aren't doing YouTube?
Yeah.
I hate that as well, because like my dad's like, ooh, I'm like, I'm trying to be cool, Dad. I'm trying to be cool.
I kind of like it though, just because I don't feel like my family. Nick does. He kind of understands it a lot, but I feel like the rest of my family don't fully get it.
Yeah.
Because they've come to the football matches, but that's it.
Yeah.
So they've seen the football match, but they haven't seen, you know, like a lot. Like they haven't seen something like Upload or where it's like there are actually
like,
people around you and you're actually like meeting. Like the football event, we met a lot of people, but it wasn't like a meet and greet.
Yeah.
So they haven't seen that. So it's kind of like every now and then they're kind of like, oh, okay.
Oh yeah, so like my son's doing something with his life.
Yeah.
you know. But I've like with my dad, like in a forest. So when I go like home for a forest game, like I just try and be like, well, it's like I'm going with my dad, so I just want to. And we've done this all the time before I was like doing YouTube. So I enjoy just going. But like now, like if I go, then I'll like try and not be seen, so I can just enjoy it with my dad and then leave.
Yeah,
you know?
that's fair enough.
Yeah, but then if I see someone, I'm like, oh yeah, hey, what's going on? But then we're driving off, and like we get to like a red light, and my window's down, me and my dad are just there, and then like these group of guys like notice me. They're like, oh, Randolph. So that's driving, and he slows down. I'm like, Dad, no, like, I don't want it. Go, leave. He's like, oh, what? No.
I went to the Leeds game with my mum, I think it was.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, like a kid asked me for a picture at the front.
Yeah.
And I went down to the front, and then like a little swarm came, kind of thing. There was like 50 kids, kind of thing.
That's it.
And the players were walking around. One or two of them were kind of was like, oh, can I get a picture to the players?
Yeah.
But then there was all of them around me. And I think all the parents thought I was like a player that was injured.
So then Morecambe.
Yeah. So then a couple of parents started taking pictures and was like, oh, when you get back on. It's just like, oh, you know, when my fibia clears up, I don't know.
Yeah, you could have blagged it. You could have gone to the manager and been like, seen this? I'm now a player of your club.
I now am your star striker.
But I'm injured. But yeah, I'm injured.
So I don't have to play.
I'll just be on the bench.
Just give me a tracksuit and I can turn up whenever.
Yeah.